Good morning. It's been a hot minute, I know, but I have a perfectly good reason. We've had a lot of changes in the last 3-4 months. And so today, all will be revealed. Stay tuned. Good morning, Vader. Tell our friend good morning.
Wake up. I'm making a YouTube video today. Wake up.
Woke up at 7:30 to walk the dog. Good night.
No.
Okay, so where to even begin? So the last time we left you guys, about 3 months ago, I did a garden tour. We were basically still at home a lot because of COVID, and our youngest daughter, who's 8, was not able to get her COVID vaccine yet. So we were just spending a lot of time at home, right? And we sat down and we were looking at the crazy housing market and how the houses are really expensive right now and people were making a lot of money off selling their house. And so we decided to call our realtor and look at what it would look like if we were to sell our current house. Would we make a profit? What would that kind of look like? And our neighbor next door, who had an identical house to us, had just sold theirs and made a pretty decent profit off of it. So we decided to list our house for sale. Crazy. So we started packing up stuff and getting it ready to sell. Now, once we started doing that, then we started looking at, okay, well, what are we going to get? We wanted something a little bit bigger, particularly after being at home for a year and a half at that point, and knowing that COVID is not really going away. So we wanted to have something a tiny bit bigger. So we were looking, and unfortunately, Portland is really hard. The houses are expensive, and which is great if you're selling, but not if you have to buy. And so we were looking at houses that were, $100,000 more than what we were paying currently, $200,000 more than we were paying currently for one extra bedroom. And it was falling apart and it maybe had foundation issues. And so that was really hard. And so we sat down and we thought about what we really want. Do we want to stay in Portland? Is it feasible for us to stay in Portland? And, what does that look like? The kids were homeschooling all last year, so we weren't really tied to our schools. I work remote. I have a job where I work remote indefinitely. Raul is running kids games right now online. So we're not really tied to any location. So we really did some soul searching to decide if we really even wanted to stay in Portland. And ultimately, we decided that it really just wasn't feasible for us to buy another house in Portland. So once we decided that Portland was not in our future, we started looking at where would be a good place for us to go. Somewhere that was good for kids, somewhere that was had a lower cost of living, that we would be able to get a bigger house. All of those things came into play. And ironically, we found someone on TikTok who was talking about our town and how she loved it and how it was really affordable. And so we started looking into it and we really liked what we saw. And so we started doing some more research and reading. We got a realtor and we bought a house. We bought a house. A huge house. I know anybody that was around in the tiny house era, I know this is a complete change, but I will explain to you kind of that in a little bit later in the video. But our tiny house helped us get here. I'll just say that. Financially, we really didn't have a lot of overhead expenses for several years. So we were able to save up. And so this is a lot easier since we went tiny. And I think we appreciate it more. And I'll go into this a little after breakfast for sure. But yeah, we bought a house, a really awesome house. And so I'll give you a tour now. So as you can see, it's a lot bigger house than we're used to. We don't have a lot of furniture. I've been getting some antique pieces that have been refinished and just trying to piece together stuff. We've got a table coming this week. We've got some theater chairs in the basement coming. We've got some chairs that we got that are antiques that we're refinishing. So we're in the process of sanding those down and we're going to be staining those. Lots of artwork that we got off Etsy and from different artists. And so we've got lots of things to still go up on the wall, like in the kids' rooms and basement and everything else. And so I'll give you guys updates as those come up and I finish painting and all of those fun things. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun finding pieces and organize, decorating has been a lot of fun, and trying to fill it up with interesting and cool things. I will also be having a garden. We're probably going to wait till next spring, but I'm going to be putting in quite a few garden beds in the back. And so I'm excited for that. Yeah. So far, we love it. Tons of space. Everybody has their own room. This house has 5 bedrooms. So I have an office. And
I have my own room.
You do have your own room. And then we have 4 bathrooms and a full basement and a place for storage things so we can hold food and stuff if we get stuck in the winter. So tons of room for stuff. So that's the tour. You guys can hang out with me a little bit today, see what we're doing. I've got some baking to do and some other things, and we'll probably hang some pictures later after Raul gets done with work. And yeah. Oh, a couple things. So we are obviously not Nerds Gone Tiny anymore. So we need a new name. So let me know in the comments what you think we should now be called. I'm not going to tell you exactly where we live, but if you follow us on some of the social media channels, you might already know this, but we are now in the Midwest. So should we be Nerds Gone Midwest? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think we should be called. So one of my favorite things so far about living in the Midwest, and it's because I'm a foodie nerd, is I get to shop at Aldi's. I know that probably seems kind of silly. If you have an Aldi's, maybe you know, but I always used to watch YouTube videos of people who would have their Aldi hauls and it all looked really amazing and their prices are chef's kiss, amazing. And their gluten-free stuff doesn't suck. Their bread, oh my God, life-changing. Their gluten-free bread is amazing and it doesn't have egg or anything sketchy in it. And so I really, really like Aldi's. So today, one thing that I'm going to try, I follow I'm in a couple Aldi's gluten-free vegan groups. And so I wanted to try one of the things they were talking about. So I've got Live G Free, which is a cake mix. And it literally, it's just flour, rice flour, potato starch, baking powder, sugar, vanilla, salt. It's really not anything crazy. And I do actually have a recipe for a pineapple upside down cake. So basically a dump cake. So I'm going to do it a little different. Got applesauce. So this was $2. It's $1 or something insane. And I got these guys, which are dried apples with cinnamon and sugar on them. And they were super, super good. We had them on waffles the other day. But I'm going to put these in the cake and see what we come up with. But I'm excited to try it. It might be a fail, but we'll fail together. I don't know. But let's give it a shot. Okay, so the recipe called for 2 cans of pie filling. I didn't have any pie filling. So I put about 4 cups of applesauce because I figure a cup is 8 ounces. That's 16, which is a can. So kind of winging it here, but I think it'll work. Then I put a good amount of those dried cinnamon apples in here because I figure they'll probably rehydrate with everything else going on. And then I put more cinnamon because I'm a basic girl and it's fall and I wanted to have cinnamon. So there you go. We added more cinnamon to the cinnamon apples. There we go. Then you pour the entire box of cake mix directly on top. Even though it's still dry, it seems weird, but hopefully it's going to work. The internet says that it will. So then we have one more final step. Okay, and then last but not least, we put a literal boatload of butter. Don't come at me. This is not a health food. It's cake, y'all. Chill. But yeah, put butter. So then you pop it in the oven for an hour and hope for the best. So while the cake is cooking, I want to show you something cool. So we got this. We have a friend here in our town who restores furniture. And so this is such a pretty piece. And it is gigantic and it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Look at that. Like they don't make furniture like that anymore. Like look how thick that door is. But this is the best part. They have this was in here from the original owner. Talks about what furniture polish that they were supposed to use. The style, which I think says Sharon. And they got it in the Burlington House. That's the manufacturer. I think I'm going to frame this and put it over there. I put it above the piece because I think that's just so flippin' cool. And I went through this part briefly in the tour video shots that I did. But this was, if you followed us for any amount of time, you know bookcases are a big deal. We had them in our tiny house. And it's just super important to how we live. It is not fully styled yet, but as soon as we saw this in the house, I said, oh my God, this is it. This is the house. Put in an offer. Let's do it. Because so great. But we keep kids' books. Still kind of paying homage to our tiny house roots. Does anybody remember that? We've got board games. Those are dolls made from my wedding dress. More kids' books. Just all kinds of stuff. And then over here, we've got all of our gaming books. Mage, Call of Cthulhu, comic books, all the things. So yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of the house. These chairs we're in the process of refinishing, but these are from the 1930s. Super cool. There was a collector that we met whose house was built in the 1930s in downtown. And so everything in her house is period relevant. So she has a stove from the 1930s and a refrigerator. And she got these and she was looking for a table and she was never able to find a table. So she let them go. But there's 4. There's another one. And then we've got one in the garage that we're actually like working on sanding down right now. But, and then our table is coming in another day or 2, I think. So, yeah. What are you doing? Hello. What are you doing?
I'm playing a game.
Oh.
That's what I am doing.
And you're hanging out with Vader?
No. Actually, Peter hangs out.
Oh, sweet boy. Okay, so it took kind of a bit longer. I think I probably had too much liquid in it, but it's ugly, but dump cakes are. But it smells amazing. So I'll give you an update later if it was any good or not. But it smells really good. It's ugly as sin, but it smells good. So I went and took a bath and came back to this. This is what it's like to have kids, y'all. This right here in a nutshell. It's still hot. Took a shower. A big chunk is gone. Great.
Jackson ate this. Dad and Zachary got spoonfuls. Jackson ate half of them.
Not half. A quarter.
That's probably a quarter.
Oh, Lisa. So if you can't beat them, join them. Okay, so what do we get?
I don't know yet.
Wait, am I shirtless enough? No. Give the dog a piece of cheese. He's bugging me. Ooh, you okay?
That's why my glasses break.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
If you have any idea what this could be, leave in the comments below.
Well, they're going to see in like 2 seconds.
Looks like a pepper.
It's a carpet cleaner. You don't have to open it. Let me just see the box. It's a carpet cleaner.
I thought it was our bunny hat.
No,
Hi, bunny.
it's a carpet cleaner. All right, so dinner, we're making a kale pesto pasta. So basically, we're going to put some walnuts, some kale, some garlic, some olive oil, some basil, and a little lemon juice into the Vitamix, blend it up, and you serve it with pasta and Parmesan cheese. Okay, what are you doing?
Hi, I'm Raul, and this is a good.
So weird. Anyways, we're boiling water
We're boiling water.
to make
We're
this
making
pasta, and then this is that stuff I just showed you guys, but help me get the top part.
I got you.
Kale, walnut,
Hi, I'm
pesto,
I'm Kimbo.
and way too much cheese, and we're gonna make dinner out of
I
it.
should have thought of something more clever to say.
So no. And this is the aftermath. They've already eaten it all.
That stuff was delicious. This was delicious.
Yeah, everybody ate it all.
These plates get.
Okay, so dinner's done, and now we are going to watch Lula Rich on the big TV, so we can all watch together. Raul and I, anyways.
Oh, Val Kilmer documentary. It's gonna make me cry because he's had a rough life the past couple of years too.
All right, guys. We watched some TV. Now it is time for bed. So thank you for hanging out, and I will see you guys very soon. I'm going to try to do more videos. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. You want to see grocery hauls, what we're doing, what we're eating, room decor stuff. Let me know in the comments. See you soon. Bye.